show where we talk about movies and let you know whether or not we love them or we're going to rip them to shreds because YOLO.
What is this, 2007?
Yes. I'm Chuck.
I'm Jeremy.
So, Jeremy, what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about that one movie that's directed by that one person who has all those people playing all those roles. Cue the trailer!
Diana. Fighting does not make you a hero.
What if I promise to be careful? Just a shield then.
Diana.
No sharp edges.
Be careful of mankind, Diana.
Today we're reviewing Wonder Woman, a movie about a wondrous woman.
From the Amazon.
She's not from the Amazon. She's not from South America.
She's Amazonian, though.
She's from like the Mediterranean. She's from the island of Themyscira.
Sure. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Why do they consider her an Amazonian?
Why do you keep looking at my hair? Is my hair like sticking
Oh,
up or
I'm
something?
looking at the gun board up there.
Oh, okay.
The audience can't see.
Okay.
Maybe in that one they can see it. I don't know.
Maybe. Anyways, we're talking about Wonder Woman.
A
DC's
woman.
A wondrous woman. DC's latest attempt to
Right the ship.
right. I didn't know what you were going to say.
I was gonna say.
Are you going to say something else? Today we're talking about Wonder Woman. Yes, DC's next foray into the superhero genre. Mm-hmm. Wonder Woman stars Gal Gadot, or Gadot. I think it's Gadot though.
I've heard it said 15,000 times since the movie's come out, and I still forget.
I think it's Gal Gadot, and it sounds cooler that way. And she is Israeli.
She is.
So Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. Gal Gadot. She plays Diana Prince. Although that's her alias that she's given later on. But still, she plays Diana, daughter of Hippopoopoo. And actually, I think Hippopoopoo her Hippopoopoo was her
And
mother.
Thanos. Nope.
No, Zeus.
Sure.
She's the daughter of Zeus. Man, this synopsis is awful.
It is. Stuff happens.
Cue more of the trailer.
They do not deserve you.
You've told me this story.
What is this place? Who are you people?
We are the bridge to a greater understanding.
Right.
We saw Wonder Woman separately, didn't we, Chuck?
We did.
Yes.
That's the second movie we've done that with. John Wick being the other.
John Wick, and you
Oh.
did not like John Wick too.
And Hell or High Water, too. We watched that separately.
You're right.
So there's been several. There's a precedent set. So this is not new for us.
I don't think precedents are set.
Sure.
No, precedents are set. You ever
Precedents
seen
are voted for.
Casablanca?
Yes.
In Casablanca, Louis at one point says when Rick decides to join the Nazis at the table, he says just before that, "Oh, Rick never eats with the guests." And he goes, I think I'll make an exception. And he says, it's like, "Oh, a precedent is being broken." And it's like, actually, precedents aren't broken, they're made. So I just always thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. I like it.
There's your extra tidbit. Get out of my shot. That's my shot, Chuck. You're not allowed over here.
I've never been able to do this before. We're so cramped.
We're really close then.
I don't have to pee. I don't know why I keep putting my legs together.
It's okay. I'm wearing shorts, and so I'm sure that these people are getting a nice view of my hairy legs. How classy is that?
Hey, but we're on location somewhere. An undisclosed location.
Should we talk about this movie?
Sure, let's talk about this movie instead.
A Wondrous Woman.
So, Jeremy, when you left the theater, did you have good feelings, bad feelings?
I had kind of a tummy ache because I ate a whole thing of Twizzlers. My go-to candy for a movie.
Yeah.
It actually always causes a Pavlov's dog. Not Pavlov's dog. Is it Pavlov's dog? Yeah, Pavlov's dog effect. Is that when I watch the movie later on DVD or Blu-ray? I guess Blu-ray or VHS, depending on if I'm in that mood. I always get a strange I want some Twizzlers. Happens with so many movies.
It's popcorn with me.
Ah, yeah.
But anyway, so this movie, Wonder Woman, Jeremy.
Wonder Woman, DC's latest foray into trying to raise the Titanic, to, reinflate the Hindenburg, to rebuild the towers,
Were they successful? Find out next week on the next
Next week
episode
on
of Lowery.
Lowery.
We're never going to get started with this movie.
Well, so much has happened. We've been so busy lately. That's why we've been away, because we've been actually in a competition setting up our latest venture, I guess. I always like the word venture.
I like ventures.
If I ever did a Star Trek show, it would be the USS Venture. I'm mainly paying tribute to King Kong, though, because the ship that went to Skull Island and found Kong was called the Venture. And I was like, that's a great name. And sadly, they've taken it and made minivans out of it.
And they also made a credit card out of it.
Really?
A venture card.
What kind of points can you get?
I don't know, but no, I think it's a Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, is that one? The real serious one? It's like, now put down the gun.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Does he say the F word?
No, he doesn't. Samuel L. Jackson restrained is never good. Cue Mace Windu.
So
A Sith Lord?
I'm kind of feeling like this movie we're not talking about it because it's a movie.
Yes.
It's there.
It's there. Wonder Woman, okay, when I left the theater, actually during the movie, I was really enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
I'll say it is a good movie.
While you're watching it.
But yeah, while you're watching, it doesn't leave a lasting impression. Obviously, when I came out of it, it was a fun movie. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And there were some fun set pieces, and everyone did great in it. It was very competently directed by Patty Jenkins, who directed Monster, who I think she won an Oscar for.
That's the one with Christina Ricci and Charlize Theron, isn't it?
Is Christina Ricci in it?
Was that?
It's about that serial killer woman. She wasn't a serial killer.
Wasn't it Suri?
It was Charlize Theron, yes.
Maybe it wasn't Christy Ricci.
Who went to the school of Prometheus for running away from things.
Okay. I don't know what that means for sure.
But anyways.
No, Patty Jenkins did do a very good job on it.
Monster?
No, I was going to say Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Monster 2.
I haven't seen Monster.
She won't.
She always looked too scary.
She won't get an Academy Award for Wonder Woman.
No.
She should, because she did some work that Zack Snyder could only dream of.
Zack Snyder is a very... I will defend Zack Snyder. You give him a great script. I'm talking about a fantastic script. He will make a fantastic movie.
I don't think he wants a fantastic script, 'cause he wants to write it himself.
Watchmen was good.
Huh?
Watchmen was good.
Didn't he also write it? Well,
I don't know if he wrote that.
People-
I think David Hayter actually wrote Watchmen, and David Hayter is the voice of Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid. Now, I could be wrong. I know he wrote a draft at one point. I think somebody rewrote his draft before it got actually filmed. But I believe he is credited on the movie.
Watchmen, though, is one of those movies where it's like, it's on that border. People either really like it, or they say it's an awful comic book movie and Zack Snyder should be hung.
It's very split.
Yeah. So we watched Split recently, starring...
Split! James McAvoy.
Actually, I didn't watch Split. I really want to.
You haven't watched Split yet?
I haven't watched it
Oh
yet.
my goodness gracious me.
But anyway, Wonder Woman. Fantastic movie. It was...
Oh, you're fantastic now?
It was, like you said, it was a fun movie as you're watching it.
Yes, I like I said, I enjoyed it. It's probably DC's best movie in their newest cinematic universe since starting with Man of Steel.
Yes.
It's definitely a step in the right direction. They made a Marvel movie, but they made Marvel like movie Iron Man 2 or like Ant-Man. That's what I see Wonder Woman kind of being on the same category as Ant-Man. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Like second...
Second.
What do you mean?
Not second tier. Not that she's second tier.
Like, I treat Iron Man Ant-Man, that Marvel just made it for reasons because they needed an extra character in their cinematic universe. Whereas Wonder Woman's a crucial character to the Justice League.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like, if you have Iron Man and Captain America being A movies.
Okay.
And then you have Ant-Man being a B movie.
Okay.
To those A movies.
Okay.
That's how I see this Wonder Woman movie. And I don't mean it as in like, it's a little by the numbers. Here's my problem with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was really good. It's a great origin story. Origin stories always follow the same format.
Yes.
But Wonder Woman, to their credit, they did something very different. They made it a historical piece,
Yes.
right? And very similar to Captain America,
First Avenger.
First Avenger. which was set in World War II.
Yes.
This one's set during the Great War, the war to end all wars. Cue the newsreel.
And then come the 10 days that shake the world. The masses take charge of their destiny. With rifle, bayonet, machine gun, the Bolsheviks seize power.
Like I said, it takes place during the Great War, a war that was caused over a sandwich.
Yep.
And true story. But anyways, this is my main issue. Actually, this is a gripe that I have with a lot of movies as of late. They seem to be like young men, eager to begin and quick to finish. In the fact that they have great set pieces.
Okay.
Don't know where I'm going with this, dude.
No.
They have great set pieces, okay? And they tend to have their middle set piece be the best one.
Okay.
And the rest of the movie never lives back up to it. With this movie, it's when she's in the trenches and goes above the trenches, and finally you see Wonder Woman in all her glory.
Yes.
That whole sequence is amazing.
Goosebump inducing.
It is. It really is. It's frisson.
Going back to that word.
Frisson.
Huh?
Yes, frisson. You get the
Frisson?
Frisson.
All right.
Frisson. Frisson. Anyways, you get the goosebumps. You know, the goose pimples all over and everything. And so, and it's an amazing sequence.
It is.
It's an amazingly done.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie never lives back up to that.
Yeah.
That was one thing I'll say. You know, even though Wonder Woman is set in the Great War, there's that great moment when we're actually in the war.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But then the rest of it sort of dovetails back into the classic superhero story.
Yeah.
Where I'm after the bad guy. The bad guy's doing something nefarious. I'm stopping the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know? And I will say, I was thinking about this just the other day. It's like, you know, I think Captain America are the only movies that go out of their way to switch it up. Like, the first Captain America is very much a war film. And he's trying to stop the evil Hydra and all that stuff like that. And the second Cap is a spy movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's a thriller, political thriller or whatever. And, you know, don't get me wrong, there's a bad guy. I'm trying to stop the bad guy's big plan and all that stuff. And then Civil War is a completely different genre in and of itself, you know, a different type of movie.
Yeah.
And so they try and mix it up. First Iron Man movie, you know, it set the standard. Second Iron Man movie is a retread of it.
Going through puberty, apparently.
And then the third Iron Man movie is just a retread of it. Ant-Man's a retread of the first Iron Man. Doctor Strange is a retread of it. And everything's derivative.
Put on acid.
Yes. Yeah. Everything's derivative. So Captain America goes out of its way to do that. Now this movie, Wonder Woman, almost did that. It starts off very, you know, similar.
Yeah.
But then it, you know, kind of, oh, let's go this different way. Let's explore this.
Yeah.
But then it circles back. It goes out this tangent
Yeah.
for that awesome scene, and then it comes back to more cliche stuff.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with,
Yeah.
but, you know.
I personally liked in this movie that for that brief moment in the middle of the movie, she was a superhero.
Yes.
And I miss my superheroes in my superhero movies.
Yeah.
Like, Superman was not a superhero. And
He's a super-powered
Man
person.
of Steel. He was... I miss my big blue Boy Scout, and Wonder Woman was the closest thing I got to the big blue Girl Scout.
Yes, and that's actually what I think made it work. A big chunk of what made Wonder Woman work as a movie was Gal Gadot's performance and Chris Pine's performance.
Yes.
Chris Pine, he plays that guy as I don't know what's going on very well, and he likes to call it out too, which is really great. He plays it very well, and he's charming.
Yes.
And Gal Gadot was extremely charming in this movie. She was adorable in this. Like one of my favorite lines was when she got to London for the first time. She's like, "Oh, it's ugly," and all that stuff like that. And they're just walking, and he's trying to get her to go to the hotel or whatever, and she's like, tries to shows her outfit, and he's like, "Oh, you can't do that." And she's like, "Why not?" And doesn't understand it. But then she sees that baby, and she just goes immediately, "Baby!" And she's like, it's adorable because she had never seen a baby before.
Yeah.
And so I love that little scene, and she plays it so innocent, fish out of water story perfectly.
Yeah.
And it was a big saving grace of the movie. It's like if her performance hadn't been as good, then it probably wouldn't have been as good in the movie.
Not to steal from someone else's review show, Red Letter Media, but so what? They brought up a very good point in it. That character, her performance won't age with the series.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it played well in the Great War, World War I era. It won't play well in 2000 or whatever year Justice League takes place.
Yeah.
Like, her performance in, their complaint was, and I saw it after thinking about it, they said in Batman vs. Superman it was kind of meh.
Yeah, she was very flat.
Yeah.
It was just kind of...
Maybe it was just because it was her first main big performance, and maybe as she gets more movies under her belt, that she'll get better.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
We can. But no, I can see that worry, though. I can definitely see that worry.
But I liked Wonder Woman just because, for that main reason that for that brief moment, especially at the trench scene, she was a legitimate superhero. Mm-hmm. She was a selfless act. She wanted to get, even that whole thing up until the end fight scene when the mustard gas or whatever it was bombed the city or whatever. And she was always about that town, that city, town or whatever. And it was like, I want to save that town. It's like, well, that's what superheroes do.
Yeah.
They save towns. They don't blow them up with big blue rays, although this one had it also. Again.
Now, that was one thing, too. We didn't have the big ray in the sky.
Yeah.
Although I'm curious if that's actually, it's become a cliche that people make fun of online. Is it really that standard in movies? I can only think of 2 movies off the top of my head that do it, and it's Avengers and Suicide Squad.
It is. But I mean, that's just because they make the most money and they get the most...
you could argue Man of Steel with the planet thing, you know.
Yeah, it's a Beam-ish type of deal.
But other than that, I can't think of it. I think it's like, 2 movies isn't that bad.
Well, I think it's 2 movies, but it's 2 huge movies.
Yeah, but I think the more cliche thing is a giant monster shows up in the 3rd act.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, not so much Iron Man 3. No. But, let's see. No, I guess, no, not so much Avengers. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hulk.
Hulk, yeah.
But then Hulk had...
Yeah, Hulk has to have it.
Yeah.
Then Suicide Squad had it. Wonder Woman, you could say, even had it. Superman vs. Batman definitely had it. There's always a giant monster. Wolverine. The Wolverine.
Yeah, but he wasn't giant. He was just...
Silver Samurai was pretty giant.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Logan for a second.
No, I would have said Logan.
Silver Samurai, yeah. I forgot about Silver Samurai. Because of Logan.
Yeah.
But... No,
we're not talking about Logan. We're talking about Wondrous Woman.
And it was fine.
It was okay. It was good. It was good. I will say it was good.
It was a good movie. But then again, when I left the theaters for Batman vs. Superman, other than the fact I was like, well, there wasn't much Batman vs. Superman in it. Same thing with Civil War. There wasn't much. Well, no, I guess there was.
We had a war, and it was civil.
Yeah. But
especially between Hawkeye and Russian chick who's not Russian.
No, she's not.
Just
Black Widow.
Still ticks me off. Her name is Natasha Romanoff. And she doesn't speak with a Russian accent because Scarlett Johansson sucks.
But she's cute.
No, she's not. She looks stupid.
But anyway,
she has an ugly face.
I can't really.
That was mean.
Man vs. Steel. When I left the theater watching Man vs. Steel, you know this. We actually debated about it for like the longest time. I did not have a problem with Man vs. Steel all that much, other than the fact that it was
Man vs. Steel.
Man of Superman.
Man vs. Steel.
Man vs. Steel. Oh, dang!
You can't even say it.
Man of Steel. Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. He, other than him not being really Superman, being emo Superman, I was okay with it.
I don't mind emo Superman. I really like Smallville though.
I miss my Christopher Reeves Superman.
I understand that.
Big blue Boy Scout, 1970s and older Superman.
But see, my favorite parts with Christopher Reeves Superman is when he was being petty. Don't get me wrong, I love Big Blue Boy Scout.
You like
but
Superman versus Superman?
No, I like Superman,
Three?
like Superman 2. When he gets his butt beat by that truck driver at that diner, and then when he gets his powers back, the very last thing Superman does, he goes back to that diner and says, "Excuse me, sir, you're in my seat."
But it was
And then
charming.
he beats the guy up.
But it was charming when he did it.
Doesn't matter.
It was charming.
It's petty.
Whatever his face is in the new ones that now his name just completely left my brain.
He does that in every single one of those Superman movies too. In Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, when that one guy is teaching him how to work out, he gives him like all these weights and he goes, "Hey Clarky." He's all making fun of him. And then the guy's like sitting on the bench. He goes, "Hey Clark, do you mind handing me that weight?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, sure." And he picks up this really honking huge one. And he goes, "No, not that one. The other one." He just tosses it to him. Hits the guy. Could have caused serious injury. Gym etiquette is totally thrown out the window. And then he looks at him and he goes, "Oh, well, no pain, no gain."
But it was Christopher Reeve's performance that he was so
Absolutely.
charming doing
Absolutely.
it. And so
Absolutely.
that's what I miss. And whatever his face is, I can't think of his name now. Who plays Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yeah.
He's not charming. He's a personality void. Although on Instagram and stuff, he seems very charming. He seems like a fun guy, but it doesn't translate in the first two movies for some reason.
I
don't know why.
I think he could play it very well.
Or is it Zack Snyder's fault that he's just not letting him?
I think it's the writing of it. I think
is
it's
Zack
the
Snyder's
That's not
fault.
Zack Snyder. He doesn't write it.
He does too.
David Goyer wrote Man of Steel.
With Zack Snyder going.
And don't.
don't
Okay,
like
first
that.
off, David Goyer sucks.
I'm not defending
David Goyer sucks.
Hold on,
Okay, he's
man.
not a good writer. He's not. He's awful. Don't think he's good.
But he wrote Batman Begins.
Yeah, Batman Begins. Okay, who wrote The Dark Knight? He gets credit for it, but Jonathan
where
Nolan,
am
he
I
was the
looking?
brain. Okay, he was the one, not
Where is
David Goyer.
Sorry, I'm just looking this up real fast. Written by. Oh yeah, just David S. Goyer is the only credited. Where is it?
See?
Sorry, now I lost it again.
David Goyer. Sucks.
Screenplay by, story by. Okay, yeah, he just doesn't get it.
He sucks. Let's get that rolling.
But I will say though, yeah, okay, so I was wrong. Zack Snyder does not write a whole lot, but it is Warner Brothers gave him this cinematic universe. According to press releases, like he's there, they want him to sort of guide it.
Yeah.
And I think it's taken it at least. It seemed like with Wonder Woman, he didn't have that much to do with it, other than the color correcting. He's like, that's not gray enough. I need more brown.
Well, I think that, in all honesty, comes in the fact that he set the precedent with Man of Steel being the muted colors and everything. But I wouldn't be surprised. And don't get me wrong, that is sort of his style.
It is.
I mean, that is his style, really. But, Watchmen was bleak, but it wasn't, like, desaturated.
No.
Watchmen was very colorful.
Yeah.
Same even with, what's that other movie he did?
Sucker Punch?
Sucker Punch. I guess that one was sort of desaturated.
The Sucker Punch is more the style. Well, Sucker Punch and 300.
300 had the
He really pushed the
desaturated-
reds in it, though.
He really pushed the reds and the warms
Yeah.
in 300, which was colorful. It was very graded.
So I will say then, it seems like Sucker Punch. He's taking the Sucker Punch colors,
Yes.
or style, I guess, and sort of moved it into this, which I don't like. It's a comic book. Now you don't. If they were too colorful, they're gonna sit there and everyone's already gonna say, or they're gonna say, "Oh, you're just copying Marvel."
Well, see, Marvel's really not that colorful, though. Marvel even has those desaturated colors. I think it's just...
Iron Man pops compared to everybody
Yeah, but look at
else.
Civil War.
Well, that's very true.
Civil War's color palette is very, very similar. I mean, it's not to the extreme, but it's very muted.
I guess you can always blame Chris Nolan.
I do blame Chris Nolan.
Although
for
he
a
was
lot.
more blue than desaturated. He was very blue.
Chris Nolan, he changed it.
Night-
And Batman Begins is rust. It's a very
Yeah.
gold, warm rust color.
And the second one, it
The
was
second one
very
is blue. It's
and
very
orange.
Heat. It's very heat.
Blue and orange.
Yes.
Classic stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Generic.
Is
why it was so
the
successful.
third one just doesn't exist, The Dark Knight Rises, because it sucks. Sing it with me, Chuck. Sucks.
What is your mission?
Well, here's the thing. You are in more danger than you think. The boys in the trenches called her Dr. Poison. Millions would die. The war would never end.
But Wonder Woman, her costume was a little bit more colorful than it was in Batman vs Superman.
Way more colorful.
Considering it was the Great War and where it shouldn't be the most colorful.
Yes, that's what's kind of funny is that was the problem with the movie. It takes a lighthearted touch to it at the beginning. At the beginning when Chris Pine's first introduced and everything, it's like, oh, we're on a rompous adventure through the Great War, and then halfway through, let's just show the horrors of the Great War.
I do kind of wish though it would have been different if. Now I will say before I say that, I was worried because there was a big debate in the Superman comics. We talked about this on the phone. In the Superman comics during World War II, all the Superman comics had Superman beating up Hitler and was it Hirohito? Is that the Japanese leader of World War II? Hirohito or something like that?
World War II?
Yeah.
Oh,
World War II.
Yeah.
And then Mussolini,
He's Italian.
But then the actual content of the comic books dealt very little with World War II because the writers thought it would be insensitive to have Superman go and clean up the world's problems when you're done reading the comic. World War II is still staring you in the face.
Yes.
So I kind of thought they were going to do the same thing with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's just going to win World War II for everybody. World War I for everybody. Yeah, I guess she did. So never mind. It was insensitive, Patty Jenkins.
And that was my problem. Okay, now we're getting into spoiler territory. The end when she fights Ares, right? I thought they were going to do something really cool here by saying that, oh, but I killed him and it didn't stop the war. Chris Pine has that great line where it's like, well, maybe it's, maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it's just men, maybe it's just people. People are bad.
Yeah. And
he's right. Everything he says right there is perfectly true. And it's like, oh, wow, this is going to be a really kind of poignant ending. It's going to be very, meek, Mm-hmm. But then, Ares does exist. And which that's fine. I'd have been fine with that. Mm-hmm. And he even says, though, he's all like, oh, I don't influence them the way you think I do. Mm-hmm. I just give them ideas. What they do with it is up to them. Yeah. Right? He's like the little devil on the shoulder saying, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you wanted to light something on fire over there while standing over here? Yeah. And then we're the ones who decide to light people on fire. Yeah. But then, the moment she does kill him, like you have German soldiers and, American soldiers or Allied soldiers just get up and be like, oh, hey, man, and start hugging each other. And it's like, well, that does end the war, so he did have that influence over people.
I guess so.
So I was like,
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Should we get into the parallels between this movie and Captain America: The First Avenger?
It's the same movie.
Yeah.
Parallels over.
And people argue, no, it's not just because it's a historical piece. It's like, well, it goes further. Okay?
Well,
it goes further. It's like, what's the climax of Captain America: The First Avenger? What's the end?
The end is he's fighting, unless you're going to go somewhere else, he's fighting Red Skull.
Oh, he's fighting the Red Skull, but what's he do?
Plane.
He has to get on a plane that's heading to go drop a bunch of bombs. Yeah. So a guy named Steve gets on a plane that they can't just blow up. He has to crash it personally. Yeah. Wonder Woman ends with a guy named Steve jumping on a plane that he has to blow up himself and die. Yeah. Right? And so, and also his name's Steve Rogers, Captain America. This one's Steve Trevor. Huh? They both have 2 first names as their full name.
Michael Scott from The Office.
No!
Coincidence!
But anyways.
Yeah, but no, it hasn't. It doesn't have a trench scene.
And they had the Howling Commandos in Captain America: The First Avenger.
Did.
They have the Howling Commandos in this.
With an Indian.
Yes. Also,
Native American.
I will say those guys are played to perfection. Those guys are amazing. Those are real standout actors for me in this. I really enjoyed them.
I got them confused. I was expecting you mentioned his name, Norm something. That was one of the Howling Commandos. And
Norm Macdonald, yeah.
Is it Norm Macdonald? Isn't that the comedian?
No.
Isn't that like one of the
You think of Dum Dum Dugan? The guy with the bowler hat?
With the mustache.
Yes, yeah, Dum Dum Dugan.
I was expecting him in this movie, and I was very disappointed when he didn't show up in Wonder Woman.
I
don't know why. I was like, where's the mustache guy with the derby?
What is it? Neil Macdonald.
There you go. But he was not. He was in Captain
America. Like Damien Dark on the recent season of Arrow, or actually 2 seasons ago. But I stopped watching Arrow because it sucked. But
No, but yes, they have Howling Commandos.
One thing I'm really upset about Dum Dum Dugan is, though, I was really so much looking forward to Samuel L. Jackson saying Dum Dum Dugan, and not once in the entire cinematic universe of Marvel has he said it yet aloud. I mean, I just want him to see him and be like, Dum Dum Dugan. I think it'd be the greatest thing ever. Kevin Feige, make it happen.
Is it Feige or Feige?
I don't know. I say Feige.
Patty Jenkins is an easy name
I'm
to
sure
say.
he's watching, so you tell us.
So what's some other parallels?
Let's see. Well, obviously you got the war and World War II. You have the colors of the costume.
Yep.
Let's see here. That's all I can think of, really.
That works.
She uses a shield.
He does.
Cap uses a shield.
He does. But he doesn't go through a trench and let it stop a bunch of
No,
bullets.
her using the sword actually was one of the coolest parts that I thought. I was like, she used a sword and a shield. That's pretty awesome.
I do like the part when they all form the human, because Steve Trevor sees it in the Amazon fight, using the shield to push up the woman,
that
so
was nice.
she does it to take out the towers. Like, ooh, that was cool.
And then she kills that guy.
Yeah. I forgot, I was going to do a bunch of speed ramping like they do in the movie during this review for no reason.
Oh, really?
We're just going to speed ramp us talking.
Well, as much as we've gone off tangent.
But no, I really, it was we haven't talked much about it. I mean, we have.
The movie, I think, this is a critique of it. The movie tries to be really pointed with some of its
Commentary.
But it never follows it up. It's like the equivalent of being like, dude, man, so the Middle East, yeah, that's a problem.
Women's rights, sir.
Yeah. And then we just want Pepsi? And then they just kind of, let's just not talk about it. And they do it. And there's this one scene that really stood out to me was when she was talking to the Howling Commandos, who aren't the Howling Commandos.
Steve Trevor's Misfits of Merry Gentlemen.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm going, Mother. If you choose to leave, you may never return. Who will I be if I stay?
Will come when you will have to rise.
To the war.
Well, technically the war's that way, but we gotta go this way first.
I didn't my critique of it. I didn't care for the love story. I didn't think it needed. I mean, it had to be there, right? They tease it, but they tease it from the very beginning. She sees him butt naked in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, totally, by the way, objectifying men. I mean, that was really just blatant
Above average.
objectifying them. It just you don't see that happening in superhero movies. We never saw Peggy in Captain America in her underwear.
No. We didn't. I don't know. I was like, I knew they were teasing the sexual tension. I'm like, that'd be fun if they just teased it the whole time, but it never went anywhere.
I did
and then
wish
it went
after
somewhere.
that sex scene that he would have come out the next morning kind of all hurting. Because, she is a wondrous woman.
She was gentle.
She's an Amazon. She was firm, but gentle.
She cuddled him afterwards and stroked his head. I mean, hair.
I did enjoy the playfulness, the flirting and the sexual
flirting
tension.
was
I
fine.
thought they had really good chemistry, Chris Pine.
Oh no, they did. And I love the meme that came out of the GIF that came out afterwards of her biting her lip looking at him.
when she's looking at him.
And it's when you realize you're married.
There's a scene too where in Thor, Natalie Portman and Chris Hemsworth are giving an interview, and I swear, Natalie Portman, just the way they flirt with each other and those behind the scenes things, just It's where was this chemistry on screen?
Oh, he's saying Thor sucked. Or as Jeremy has been saying all day, I can't sing. My voice has gone hoarse.
How can a woman fight in this? Ooh.
Who's this young woman?
She's my,
Diana, Princess of the Mist.
Prince, Diana Prince. If you believe that this war should stop, help me stop it right now. What are you?
You will soon find out.
And Ares, let's talk about him, played by the amazing David Thewlis.
Well, disappointed. I was disappointed.
What?
A little bit. I was like, really?
He's amazing.
He doesn't look like a villain though, which he does. But then you're like,
amazing villain. He just came off of a stint in Fargo.
And they took his head and put him on like Arnold Schwarzenegger's body for that one shot.
It's pretty impressive too. I mean, because he does not look like that. He's a lanky,
I know,
gangly guy.
It was like, really?
No, it
was cool, but really?
I really am a fan of David Thewlis, just because he was really great as the bad guy in Dragonheart, and he was really good as King Einon.
Okay.
He's like, you can't kill me, I'm immortal. It's like, no, never believed him. It's just, I don't know, I really like David Thewlis. And he's Lupin in Harry Potter. But you never seen Harry Potter because you're a lahu. Actually, you're not a loser for not watching Harry Potter. I can't say that with a straight face.
Just never read the books, so therefore I didn't bother to see the movies. I don't read, other than comics. You read comics?
What comic books do you read?
None of them. I haven't read a comic book in so long. No, I started what do they call it? Now I forgot what they call it. After the New 52, the new DC continuity.
The New 52.
No, they changed it. Now it's something else.
Yeah, it's
Rebirth. Rebirth. Started that, like the first issues of all of them, and then stopped because I was like, oh, this is expensive.
Yeah. It's $4.99 for a freaking
Reading comic books is expensive.
How many number ones has Superman had? In the last 10 years, how many number ones has Superman had?
But anyway, back to the villains.
Yes, I really enjoyed him as Ares, although I think that he was a one-note character. And we called it, who I was seeing it with, we called it like, seriously, like immediately after David Thewlis show. After his first scene, we're literally, I was like, oh, he's a bad guy. My friend leans over, he goes, I bet he's Ares. I was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then sure enough, like, dun dun dun.
Well, it could have been like Nathan Fillion.
Ooh.
Fillion. Like everyone was so excited because he was going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he plays random inmate number 2.
Yeah. I didn't even remember seeing him in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He was the voice of the big blue guy that like strokes not Chris Pine.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, and he's like,
you have to get all the Chris's right. You got Chris Pine, Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. It's 4 Chris's. And they all look alike.
They do. But one's Australian.
Is he Australian? Or is he not Norwegian? New Zealander. He's a New Zealander. Don't ever call a New Zealander an Aussie.
You sound like an Aussie, though.
I know, because I sound very similar.
You're offending an entire
very
country.
Similar. No, it's like we are werewolves, not swearwolves. That's
a great
A
movie.
New Zealander.
That's a great movie.
Fantastic movie.
But so other villains, you got.
Oh, Dr. Poison. This is an interesting theory. Have you heard this? Remember that crack that she gave that guy? He broke it, inhaled it, and he got super strong, which was a throw-off. Yeah, that's actually a fan theory, which I think is, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but the theory is that she's Dr. Poison, and that is a precursor to Venom.
Oh, I did read that.
Yeah.
I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, because everything's got to be connected.
Sure. So that means Bane's going to be in the next Batman movie.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
Directed by the wonderful Matt Reeves, though.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Whatever. Matt Reeves is an amazing director.
Ben Affleck's going to drop out.
Probably.
Nothing's going to happen.
I bet he signed a contract already, though.
Developmental hell is what that movie's going to go into.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
But
Batman.
But no other bad guy. Glue sniffer bad guy. He's always a bad guy.
He was the bad guy in Wolverine Origins.
He was.
Stryker, General Stryker.
Yep.
And then he wasn't General Stryker because Wolverine Origins was erased.
Yep.
He was good. It's like, I really enjoyed it though. It's like, I love how Wonder Woman's main bad guys were 2 like over the hill men. I mean, it really was. I was like, this guy's like in his 50s, and David Thewlis, he ain't no spring chicken.
No.
I don't think he was a spring chicken when he was a spring chicken.
I thought the guy, the Nazi general bad guy, I don't remember his name. Or German. He's just German.
Yeah. Nazis didn't exist yet.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Germany.
Cue Picard saying, don't you know history?
No. But I was like, when you watch it, you're like, how is he going to compete with Wonder Woman? How is he? He's mortal. He's got nothing. And then they gave him something, and it didn't matter.
I like how she has this really great, like, superhuman glue sniffing thing that you can do and becomes literally super strong. Let's not mass produce this, though, and give it to our soldiers. Let's just let it be for the 40.
We don't want super soldiers.
Let's just do it for the 50-year-old general who is never actually in combat.
It's actually gamma radiation that he sniffs.
Oh, really? That's Marvel. Gamma rays. You ever want to have fun? Just look up a clip of Stan Lee just saying gamma rays. That sounds cool.
So any more bad guys we can talk about?
No, we had Dr. Poison, we had the General.
And Dr. Poison, did she live or die? I have no idea.
Leave a comment below.
The 10 of you, one of you, please. We have a 1 in 10 chance of someone commenting.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think she died.
Now we're going to go into a new segment that I dubbed. It's a game show where it's called Is It Better?
Da, da, da.
Because
Da, da, da.
one of the big debates with this movie is that it is better than a lot of Marvel's recent ventures.
That's interesting.
So I wanted to know if Jeremy thought it was better than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, Jeremy, on my cellular phone here.
Cellular phone.
Yep. I have, oh, that's not right. Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. And you're going to tell me, is Wonder Woman
Better or worse?
better or worse than the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies?
Okay, cool.
We're going to
Let's
go
do it.
one by one, starting with the beginning. Back in 2008, Iron Man.
Worse.
The Incredible Hulk.
That's the
Edward Norton version.
Norton one. Worse. Only because in that movie, Abomination turns around when he's in Harlem and he looks at Hulk and he goes, Hulk. I have a really big thing for when the bad guy sees the hero and says their name. I'm a sucker for it. If it happens in the movie, then I'll give you 10 stars.
Okay. So, Incredible Hulk is the greatest movie Jeremy's ever seen. Iron Man 2.
It's been a long time since I've seen Iron Man 2.
I've seen it recently.
I will say it's even.
I think it's better than Iron Man 2. I did not care for Mickey Rourke in it.
I really liked Iron Man 2 until Mickey Rourke showed up as Whiplash at the end for
Yeah.
like that 10 seconds. Look, I got the suit too. And it's like, who cares? It's probably even, leaning towards worse.
Okay. Thor.
Thor? Oh gosh, it's pretty even kill with Thor.
Okay. Now the movie it's compared to the most, Captain America: The First Avenger.
Worse.
Advenger. I said Advenger. Avenger. So it's worse than Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah, I'm a big Rocketeer fan, and Joe Johnson gave me the Rocketeer, and he gave me First Avenger, which had a very Rocketeer feel. So yeah,
It did. All right. The Avengers.
worse.
Okay. Iron Man 3.
Better.
Thor: The Dark World.
Better.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Worse.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Worse.
Age of Ultron.
Better.
Do you care to elaborate on the better?
Yeah, because Age of Ultron has a really bad part in the fact that Joss Whedon wanted to divert audience expectations with who was going to die. So he throws in a whole bunch of references with Hawkeye saying, oh, look, I've got a family. Hey, when I get back, I'm going to finish that bathroom and everything. And it was setting him up to die throughout that entire movie. And then, spoiler, Whiplash is, oh, you didn't see that coming, did you? It's like, actually, we did. But see, and because he does that, we have a good 30-minute chunk dedicated to this character setting up something that is pointless.
It's only because Jeremy Renner felt like, I'm not doing anything. Why do I have to be here today?
Poor Jeremy Renner. He is so good.
Ant-Man.
Oh, man, that's a tough one, because they're both fun.
They are.
That's a toughie. I would say, oh man, that's tough. They're even. They're. I think they're similar types of movies. I think they're the same.
Okay. Civil War.
Civil War is a dire affair. That's the problem. That's the problem when you get to these movies. Like even with Winter Soldier, even though Winter Soldier was dire, it was much better. It's like The Dark Knight comparing it to Wonder Woman. You know, it's like The Dark Knight comparing it to Ant-Man. Dark Knight is a fantastic movie.
Yes.
But it's not a superhero movie.
Oh.
It's a Batman. It's not even a Batman movie. It's a Batman movie. It's a detective who just happens to dress up like a Batman, which works. It's a thriller. What movie were we talking about?
Talking about Civil War.
Civil War. Civil War is a very dire movie. And so you go in there, you know, with Wonder Woman, it's like, I'm going into Wonder Woman, I'm going to have fun. It's going to be fun. Civil War, you're going into, I'm going to have fun and enjoy it, but it's also like, you know, it's a character study. It's a character breakdown. So I would say that they're two different movies. You can't compare.
Okay. Doctor Strange.
Even kill. I think they're both fun movies. I think I enjoyed Doctor Strange better though, just because of its trippiness. I think the way they built their cinematic and built it together was really awesome. So I'm gonna give
visually different from the rest of them.
Yes, I think. And Doctor Strange is, you know, the rip-off of Inception. It's like, yeah.
What was that?
It's a rip-off of Inception. It's probably that SpongeBob thing. It's how. But I think Doctor Strange really nailed the special effects. Yeah. And also, you know, and it's like not even the building flipping either. I tell you what makes Doctor Strange awesome is the end. The end segment of Doctor Strange when it's showing time in reverse. When time is literally rewinding, but it's rewinding in real time. It's not super fast, it's just rewinding. And they're walking, they're forwards, but they're affected by it. So if a car is being rewound out of a building and all the bricks are putting back into place, they can be hit by all those bricks being rebuilt. That to me, I was like, wow, that's really stand out. That's nice. So I would say that, and also Doctor Strange had a smarter ending.
Okay.
Because Doctor Strange did not rely on his fist at the end to beat the bad guy.
That's true.
When he went against Dormammu, who used his mind, which is something that kids don't get enough of these days.
And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh, that's a tough one. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was really good, but like I said, it never recovered after the Arrow scene with Michael Rooker. And it didn't use Kurt Russell nearly enough.
All right. Spider-Man Homecoming.
I'm going to have to probably give it to Homecoming. Just because
of the trailer alone?
The trailer alone is better than Wonder Woman. But, full disclosure, I am a huge Spider-Man fan. That was the superhero that I loved growing up. I loved Spider-Man and I loved Batman and Superman. Those were my always top three, which just so happens to be the top three superheroes of the world as well. But those were always my top three, and it bounced around which one I loved the best.
Depending on what day you woke up on.
True story. And Ultimate Spider-Man is one of my favorite runs of comic books ever.
Okay.
For like 130 issues, it is solid.
So needless to say, you're going to go into this movie with some high expectations.
I went into the first Spider-Man movie with high expectations.
Tobey Maguire did it great. Are you talking about Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Tobey Maguire, to me, was not a good Spider-Man / Peter Parker. He wasn't awful. He was just bland. He was really good as the nerd Peter Parker in high school.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of was like, he never was witty. That was my problem with his Spider-Man. He was never witty. But I still love those movies, though. I think that they're fun. People would say, oh, they're cheesy. We'll meet again, Spider-Man! When Green Goblin, flies away. I'm like, that's freaking awesome. What are you talking about? He's a bad guy.
Well.
And that scene with Willem Dafoe talking to himself in the mirror when they're split, he goes, yes. And he's talking to himself and he's going back and forth between Norman and the Green Goblin. That scene is amazingly acted by Willem Dafoe. He should have got the Oscar.
So it sounds to me like Wonder Woman is kind of not up here compared to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's not down here. It actually can leak into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Where I would assume Man versus Wow, Man of Steel
Man versus
and
Steel.
Batman versus Superman don't even crack the top. Don't even crack that
No.
list at all.
No.
They stay over here with the DC movies.
I like Man of Steel, and Batman v Superman wasn't as bad the second time I watched it. I think they're both visually very nice to look at, even though they're dull.
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman, I think Ben Affleck is the saving grace of that movie.
I agree.
Even though I really don't like his costume, he's a little too
Bulky.
stiff. Although that has one of the best Batman scenes that's ever been put to film is when he's saving Martha at the end. That is Batman come to life from the comic come to life. But I don't mind the Martha thing
I don't
either.
either. I was just quoting it. It's quotable.
Set up in the movie, and it has a payoff.
I'm just quoting it. It's quotable.
Why did you say that name?
Wonder Woman, rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D June 2nd.
So yeah, you'll put it up there inside the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It fits okay-ish.
In those C to B Marvel Cinematic
What's a
Universe
C?
movies.
What's the C ones? You're gonna put Thor in C?
I'll put.
I don't know.
I think you're putting Thor in C. I never once said that Thor
No,
was
I'm
in
wondering
C.
what's your C movie? That's only I guess Incredible Hulk because no one really remembers.
I like the
Hulk
Incredible
is
Hulk.
There.
It's there. Dark World,
Okay.
Thor 2, Dark World is probably in the C movies. First Thor is definitely a B one.
Okay.
Same with Ant-Man and Doctor Strange. I'll put those in the Bs.
Okay.
Iron Man 2 and 3 is definitely C's, I think.
You got burned, Robert Downey Jr.
I really, really loved. Here's my problem with Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 had a great villain. Ben Kingsley was amazing. As
Until
their
he wasn't.
as their Mandarin, he was amazing. And then he's just not the Mandarin. And it's just like, wow, you made this awesome villain. They'll never see me coming. And it's just like, man, he's got great voice. He's got great timbre. I really love richness in voices. James Earl Jones had a great texture.
Good.
And so when they got rid of that, it's just like, it's a low blow.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this sucker up. So,
We have to.
yep, we're gonna go with our Lyri scoreboard here.
Lyri?
Love it or rip it, Lyri.
Lyri.
That's why I call it in my
I
head.
never heard it referred to as Lyri.
We never say it out loud. We say
That's how we
it.
text it.
Yeah.
It's always L, capital L, lowercase I, capital R, lowercase I.
Lyri.
Lyri.
Hashtag Lyri. Hashtag the sparrow.
I am the sparrow.
Oh, see, I got it wrong again. War Machine. All over again.
Monster Machine, Chuck.
So, Jeremy,
I got some white legs, man. You keep my...
1 to 10, what would you give Wonder Woman?
Lasso of truth around me. I will give it 6.578.
Okay.
Out. 6.578 lassos of truth.
Okay.
Out of 10.1.
You know what? I'm not going to go as deep or as long of a number. That was that. So 10th, 100th, you went to 1,000th decimal point?
6.578?
With the 1,000th?
0.578?
Yeah.
I don't know.
10th, 1,000th, or 100th?
I use the
1,000th.
metric system usually.
Okay. I'm going to actually agree with you. I was going to give it a 6.5.
Wow, cool.
7 to 10 to me is like a really solid movie. And this one's
It's good.
there.
It's good.
But it's not like, it's not there, but it's there.
Yeah.
One tweak here or there, it could be there.
Yeah.
But it was good.
It's here. It's not there.
It's good.
It could be there.
I will
It's
say after rewatching Batman vs Superman, rewatching Man of Steel, this is the best of the DC movies thus far, which isn't treading new ground.
No.
But and Suicide Squad, but I didn't rewatch Suicide Squad. I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah, don't waste time with Suicide Squad.
But it is the best of the 4 now DC movies. Are they riding the ship, or is this just gonna be like the high point, and they just ruin it again because Zack Snyder's Suicide Squad? Too many cooks in the kitchen.
We have Justice League coming.
Oh, that's what I meant. Justice League. I didn't mean
Justice League's the next movie. They're marketing it completely different. They're marketing it like Suicide Squad was marketed, which was marketed like Guardians of the Galaxy was marketed, just like Thor is marketed.
Which worries me.
Which is that new thing now.
Yeah.
You got to put a pop song or a very classic song,
under a recognizable
soundtrack, and it's highly I can't think of the word, but rhythmic too with the sound effects.
Yeah,
so there's like somebody hammering, it's
to
the beat.
But that worries me though. Is it gonna follow to the same issues that Suicide Squad had, where Suicide Squad was shot in the can? And then Guardians of the Galaxy did so well, so they were like, oh crap, we gotta redo this. We gotta re-edit it to make it a lighter tone. Did they film Justice League to be lighter compared to Batman vs. Superman? Or is it gonna be a movie where they have to re-edit? I know they're doing some reshoots, according to the internets.
I think Justice League, in all honesty, will probably be lighter anyways, just because I think they got enough feedback from Batman v Superman saying that it was too dire. So I bet you it'll be lighter. I think the problem with Justice League is it just has so much to cover. I mean, seriously, it has so much to cover. It's just like it's going to be a waste of a lot of time. It's going to be wasted, and I think they're going to use Batman as I'm building the team. So I think it's going to be very similar to Suicide Squad in the fact that Batman's going to be going at the beginning like, I'm here, Arthur Curry. Is that you? Flash. Is that you? Cyborg. Is that you?
Yeah. Sure.
Man, this Wonder Woman episode is not a whole lot about Wonder Woman.
We have a lot to cover, okay? It's been like a month or two since then. So, yeah. So anyway, that's our review of Wonder Woman. It got 13.5, 7/8 stars.
Wonder Woman, the second Avenger.
So, but no, overall, we enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
Well, I guess since this one took place before World War II, I guess, is she the .5 Avenger?
She's the first. She's the OG.
She's the .5 Avenger.
She's the OG Avenger. Although, yeah, whatever. The creator of Wonder Woman, though, based her off of his mistress.
Really like bondage.
Don't we all? Wait, what?